And that was actually a good strategy to pretty much take out all of their ability to respond to well whatever aggression they feel is going on in the strait. And us attacking all of their coastal cities, missile launch sites along the coast, and drone deployments, that was smart. But here's the problem though: it didn't stop Iran's capability to be able to fire in the Strait of Hormuz. It did not. It has not stopped Iran's capability to fire off into our bases. It has not. So do you understand the problem here? Trump, come on now. We don't even got that 60% enriched uranium out of there. So actually, I mean, it's kind of seems like if we leave right now and they wanted to go towards a nuke, they probably could get one by the end of the year. So let's be real. If we didn't get that enriched uranium out that you've been fear mongering on for the past 3 months, I mean, then what was this all for? I mean, look, remember, we're supposed to get that enriched uranium, get it up out of there because it's enriched at 60%, which isn't nuclear grade, but I mean, you couldn't get it to nuclear grade. So let's go ahead and get that out the way. And then, of course, then we, of course, try to get them to dwindle down their enrichment. Like that was the goal. And here, well, actually, I mean, the original goal was to get them to do no enrichment. But since we couldn't get that done, now we're going to let them enrich, but we want to get the stockpile of enriched uranium out, which we have yet to do. And here's the thing: this is the same stockpile of enriched uranium that we claim to obliterate during the 12-day war. So, I mean, here we are again. It doesn't look like we actually obliterated. It looked like we may have obliterated Mount Fordo, but I mean, let's be real. I mean, we kind of telegraphed the attack. Like Trump was pretty much saying that he's going to strike Fordo before he struck Fordo. So what makes you think the Iranians ain't take some time to move it?
Negotiate.
Yo, aka, I'm going to commit straight up war crimes on y'all to get y'all to this table and to concede on everything. I'm like, bro, if you take out bridges and it's mainly used by civilians, that's a war crime. If you knock out power plants and those are mainly used by civilians, that would be a war crime, Trump. But I mean, hey, bro, go ahead. I mean, look, do what you got to do. But the problem is you are committing war crimes. Let's not just play stupid about this, guys. Let's not play stupid. Remember, what constitutes a war crime is that if you take out, if you take out some an infrastructure, any type of infrastructure, you must make sure that it actually affects the military more than affects the people. Because it affects the people more than the military, then you're kind of using the people as well leverage, and you're pretty much bringing suffering upon the people to try to get the government to concede. And I mean, hey, it works, but it is kind of fucked up. And I mean, let's be real, if the enemy starts this out for you guys, because like, bro, it's kind of crazy though. People in MAGA kind of just forgot what a war crime is, and what's a war crime under international humanitarian law just because it's Trump. I swear to God, if this was Biden, y'all be able to see it clearly. But because it's Trump, y'all want to play dumb. So let me go ahead and show you here. Yes, intentionally striking civilian structure is a war crime under international humanitarian law, under the Roman Statute of International Criminal Court. So deliberate attacks on civilian objects, homes, hospitals, places of worship that are not being used for military purposes are a violation of laws for war. I mean, and guys, like I said, objects like bridges, like, yeah, that's mainly used by civilians, that would be constituted as a war crime, guys. So, yes, everything not designated as a military target, sometimes offering a definite military advantage, is presumptuously civilian and strictly protected. I mean, like a bridge. So you just can't say, oh, yeah, well, the military uses the bridge a couple of times a day to go over it. That doesn't mean that it's a military target, bro. That's like saying just because the military goes over the Brooklyn Bridge is now a military target. Like, would you like that? Like, would that be cool with you? No, it's civilian infrastructure. More people than the military use it. So it would be a war crime if you destroyed it. A lot of people, I guess, like I said, a lot of people want to play dumb because it's Trump for some reason. Oh, they've been saying they don't want a nuclear weapon since like 04, 06, when what was it? Ali Khamenei pretty much just said, yo, it's a sin against God. I'm laying down this fatwa, and you guys are not going to build a nuke. And they have not had a nuke till this day. Iran has never had a nuclear weapon or a nuclear, well, actually, you know what? They did have a nuclear program, but they dismantled it in 03. And this is when Khomeini came out and pretty much laid down the religious fatwa. So since then, I'm gonna be real with you, they have never had a nuclear program. Well, not nuclear pro. They never had a nuclear weapons program, and they've never had a nuke. And right now we only got them clocked at 60% enrichment. So you can't really sit there and say that they lie when they've kind of been holding out on that on what they've been saying for about, let's see here, 2 decades, 20 years, pretty much. Oh, shout out to the bunker busters. They do their job, but not that they can do the job on these underground like missile silos or missile cities. Like, bro, they're firing missiles and drones from inside of mountains, guys. Like, our bunker busters cannot reach the storage facilities where they keep these because they put them, like, I'm gonna be real with you, damn near like, what was it, like, I wouldn't say miles about miles underground, and reinforce it with a special type of concrete so the bunker busters can't reach it. Like, that's the problem. We need to put boots on the ground to actually take out those underground, like, well, cities, those underground missile storages and drone storages. It has to be done. And if you don't think Iran has that, I mean, bro, you're tripping. They've been having that for a while now. Actually, I mean, they wowed the world when they start flexing and going like, hey, yo, look at our underground bases that nobody can just bomb willy-nilly. We all have to sit there and be impressed. I mean, guys, like I said, they're firing missiles out of mountains. And guess what? We can't fully destroy those missile launchers, sadly, because it's inside of a goddamn mountain.
We have good stuff.
Shortest mountain in Iran is like 9,000 feet. Like, come on now. So 10 to 20. Like, yeah, they said about 10 or 20 ships was able to make it through. And that is about, like, yeah, about 10 to 20% of the ships that normally go through. Remember, when the Strait of Hormuz was open, about 100 ships was going through a day. So only 10 and 20 is nothing to really brag about. It's like we're damn near sneaking what we can through. And that might be cooked because one of these ships just got sunk. Like, yes, one of these ships just got sunk that we were trying to lead through. Kind of going back and forth. Feel like we're hitting Iran way more and harder, but Iran is hitting us as well. Let's not get it twisted. It's like guys, we hit probably maybe over 200 targets at this point. Last time they told us it was at 180 targets, and most of them being like speedboats. But I mean, I'm pretty sure now we hit over 200. But Iran, yeah, it does look like they are actually striking our bases in Jordan, Kuwait, and Bahrain, and trying to limit our capability of striking out of those places, like right here. Like a drone literally flies right into it. This is supposed to be a warehouse. Yep, it'll be a warehouse in Kuwait. All right, though, let's go ahead and get back to our guy, Trump. Most likely not. I mean, Trump, you kind of just snitched on us. Like when you came out there and says that, oh, yeah, our strategic oil reserves is running low. And I mean, hey, yo, our munitions are running low as well because we was out here just simping for Ukraine and giving them all of our missiles. So, yeah, we're not really in a position to drag this war out. But, hey, Trump don't give a fuck anymore. And we're about to see how long he can carry this out because I'm giving it a week before he starts conceding on some things. I think this is a last-ditch effort. This is why he's going so hard right now, carpet bombing Iran as we speak, is because he's trying to get them to concede as fast as possible before strategic oil reserves run low enough to where we got to stop, and before munitions run low enough to where we got to sit there and be like, all right, I mean, if we keep doing this, guys, we might be cooked.
Like and subscribe for all the Fox News.
Live now from Fox, I'm your host, Anna Marsick. Turning right now to the latest in the conflict of the Middle East. We have learned that the U.S. has completed another round of strikes against Iran. This coming from CENTCOM, saying CENTCOM completed an additional round of strikes against Iran at 10 p.m. Eastern time, July 14th, hitting dozens of military targets near the Strait of Hormuz and Iranian coastal areas. The U.S.
Guys, here's a sad reality, bro. We're not going to bomb. We're not going to airstrike these guys into submission. I'm sorry, but if you think that's going to happen, bro, it's not happening. I know you wish that would happen, and so do I. Because, I mean, we can get this over with. But it's not going to happen. We're not going to be able to airstrike Iran into submission. We have to put boots on the ground. As long as they got their underground bases they can hide in and feel comfortable in to shoot from, like, they're not going to stop this war. And we would have to put boots on the ground to end this war and really give us the most favorable terms if we want a complete submission from Iran. The only way to get that done is boots on the ground. We're not going to do it through airstrikes. I mean, I don't even think we can really get it if we start dropping nukes.
Once again launching strikes on Iran early Tuesday as well, hours after President Trump vowed to reinstate an American blockade of Iranian ports. However, he's backing off his plan to charge fees for using the Strait of Hormuz. Fox News senior correspondent Mike Tobin brings us more from Tel Aviv.
We'd love to do it a different way. We'd love to invest in the United States.
It's no longer a toll, it's an investment. That's a word from President Trump. He's backing off his plan to charge a 20% fee to ships transiting the Strait of Hormuz just a day after proposing it. The new plan, Gulf countries would make sizable investments in the U.S. in exchange for free use of the strait and American protection.
This way, there's no fee. I don't like the concept of a fee, but at the same time, it's not fair that we're protecting this strait for the entire world.
The president also says the new blockade, which goes into effect Wednesday morning, only applies to ships coming to or from Iranian ports.
Iran has been very much destabilized and really their military.
Guys, like I said, if you got any question, comment, jokes, or disagreements, feel free to super chat it in or send in a Venmo. Appreciate the support. And if you're a naysayer just crying in the chat, I mean, you can just go ahead and cry to one of the mods or just continuously cry until somebody kicks you out. It is what it is. But please enjoy the show and double tap that screen and like the video. Appreciate you viewing.
Power is just a tiny fraction of what it was just 4 months ago.
The change came as the U.S. escalated airstrikes on Iran early Tuesday. Iran responded with missile and drone attacks on America's Mideast allies and issued a new warning, claiming they now consider military cooperation with the U.S. an act of war against Iran.
Should the war spread across the region, the flames of war will engulf every country in the region.
The focus of the conflict is now clearly...
AKA, if you help America carry out strikes on us, you're green. That's pretty much what Iran is saying. It's like, look, if you want to go ahead and let America strike from your bases and all that good stuff, I just want to let you know you're in this too. So pretty much Iran is pretty much saying like, yo, we can make this a regional war if you want to. And then Trump is pretty much saying, bring it on. And I guess that's what we're doing right now, guys. We're going into all-out war over the Strait of Hormuz to see who can have control of it. And here's the thing, guys. It's pretty much like round 2. But all right, though. Let's get to some international media, because I see some people in the chat are going like, well, damn, said, are we going to stay on Fox News for the whole time? No, guys, no. If this your first time watching, we go on both sides of news. But all right. Let's get into Al Jazeera and let's see what international news is saying.
Brazil, let's bring in Hamza Mohammed here in Doha. Hamza, more Iranian strikes on multiple countries. Talk us through what's been targeted.
Adrian, it's been another night, another morning of Iranian strikes in the region. In Bahrain, a short while ago, before I came on air raid sirens went off. That's the 4th time this morning, with the Interior Ministry telling people to take shelter to avoid open spaces. And in Jordan, we have reports that air defense systems have been active. The defense ministry there is saying that they have intercepted at least 4 missiles fired.
Iranian forces say they destroyed a 5th Fleet air control radar at U.S. military base in Bahrain. And I mean, that makes sense because, bro, Bahrain is having trouble intercepting all these missiles and they're still getting hit.
Iran, they say the debris from those interceptions fell in not in places where people were harmed, no material damage was caused by it. This is the 2nd day that the Jordanian air defense system have intercepted at least 4 missiles. And in the UAE, the defense ministry there said at least 2 super tankers have been hit by Iranian airstrikes. They say cruise missiles hit the super tankers Mombasa and the Al Bahir. In one of the tankers, Mombasa, 1 crew member was killed, an Indian national. In total, 8 crew members have been injured, 4 of them seriously. Of the injuries, 6 of them are Indian nationals, 4 of them are 2 of them, are Ukrainians. The authorities in Abu Dhabi are saying there's been a material damage to both ships and that the defense ministry has the right to respond to this aggression. What we're seeing is every time America carries out an airstrike in Iran, Iran retaliates by targeting not just the countries, but ships transiting through the Strait of Hormuz. And this is having a real impact on the number of ships that we see. Yesterday, we saw the lowest number of ships going through this passage, this waterway. The ship monitoring website have recorded only 6 ships. The day before that, it was 14. So this is having a real impact. Before this
And guys, you know what the crazy part is, bro? Iran hasn't even pulled out their big stuff. I mean, remember, guys, they do got cluster missiles, which is a war crime to have, by the way. It is effed up to have cluster missiles, but they do got those. And they haven't used them yet, as far as I'm actually, I heard that they did use them, but there has been no confirmation on it. But they do have cluster missiles. They pretty much explained that they do have it when they pretty much struck into Israel. They use a cluster missile. And well, oh yeah, their hypersonic missiles, they got those as well. And like I said, this is the problem with taking on Iran, is that if they start upgrading their missile, like we're really going to start seeing damage throughout the Gulf region. And like I said, we can keep on striking Iran all day, but we're not going to be able to take out their missile shooting capability or missile launching capability without putting boots on the ground, because these missile launchers are underground. Yeah, that's a real problem right there. And some of them even pop up out of ground, shoot, and then go right back in. We got to find a way to hit those. And the bunker busters aren't landing. Aren't penetrating, I guess is the best word to use.
Just to put it into context, about 140 ships used to pass through this Strait of Hormuz, this passage, carrying as much as 15 million barrels of fuel, worth 1.2 million. All of it destined for global energy markets. And what we see now is with this escalation.
Like, you know, so crazy though. You know that Iran having hypersonic missiles is like common knowledge, right? Like they have hypersonic missiles. I mean, I don't know why you don't think they do. I mean, they showed it plenty of times. But yeah, I mean, yes. Iran's arsenal of hypersonic missiles centers primarily around the Fatah series developed by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard. This includes the Fatah 1 and the maneuverable ballistic missile capability of reaching Mach 15. And remember, it's not like what makes an hypersonic missile. It's not about them, you know, the speed. It's mainly about their maneuverability. That's what makes it a hypersonic missile. And they got 2 types. They got the Fatah 1 and they got the Fatah 2, which is equipped with a true hypersonic gliding warhead designed to evade advanced defense systems. I mean, this is public knowledge. That's what I'm saying. When people sit there and say, no, they don't got that, that's a lie. Bro, I mean, bro, we're admitting that they got this. We know they got this, but we're still fucking around trying to find out. All right, let's go ahead and get to the next part here.
Hello and welcome to Al Jazeera. I'm Imran Khan. The time is now 19:59 GMT. And in the next few seconds, the U.S. naval blockade of the Strait of Hormuz will begin. Washington says this blockade of Iran's coastline will include all traffic coming to and from its ports. It says humanitarian shipments will be allowed to pass, but they'll be subject to inspection. Iran says it'll exercise its sovereignty over the waterway, whatever the cost. Earlier, US President Donald Trump had announced a 20% fee on all cargo transiting the strait, something which he's now backtracked on. He now says the US has agreed to vary.
It is kind of crazy, though. You're about to charge a 20% toll of the strait when Iran was only going to charge 1%. You want to come out here with 20 because you got to guard it. And here's the thing, you got to guard it because let's be real, you started the war, you made the mess. Now people got to pay you. It's like, that was a bit ridiculous for Trump to put out there. And it is inflationary too. So it's like, yo, are you serious, dude? But I'm glad he walked that back, because that would have been too much of a bad look for him at this moment.
Various trade and investment deals with Gulf states as compensation for guarding the waterway. We have correspondents on either side of the Gulf covering this story for us. We'll be in Tehran with Tahir Asadi shortly, as well as with Mohammed Val, who's standing by for us in Doha. But first to Washington and Al Jazeera's Patty Culhane. Patty, let's begin with Donald Trump's 180 on these tolls. What was the background to that?
Well, he said when speaking to reporters while talking to the Iraqi prime minister, he said that he got calls from, in his words, kings and emirs, and that they've promised to do massive investments in the United States. So there was be no need for that 20% toll that he had talked about less than 24 hours ago. So exactly what are these investments? Well, quite frankly, he didn't give any details. The president often makes these large announcements of huge investments with very few details. And he has put out very large numbers that independent firms have tracked and said those numbers tend to be exaggerated. Still, he is saying that the investment will be made and that will pay for the missions in Iran.
There have been very, very strong words in the press briefing at the Oval Office. Donald Trump called the Iranians very difficult people. On Truth Social, he talked about their lying, violent, malicious leadership, and that's a quote. And he's not really trying to set negotiations in any kind of friendly way going forward. So what's his plan?
Well, this is the president's pattern, right? When he gets upset, he calls the people who he's angry with names. He's been doing that consistently on and off when it comes to Iranian leaders throughout the entire conflict. At one point saying that the new leadership was easier to work with, and then now, of course, calling them those names. It's also important to point out in that post on social media, he said oil is flowing like never before, and the Strait of Hormuz is open to all traffic except for Iranian ships, when in fact independent tracking companies can see what ships are going through the Strait of Hormuz. One report said there were just 10 on Monday. So for the president to say the strait is open is in fact not true.
Yeah, that's crazy work. To sit there and say that the strait is open, but only like 10 to 20 ships got through is like, yeah, no, that's an absolute lie. I know you're trying to make America look good right now, but no, the strait is closed. And just because you were able to sneak through ships doesn't mean it's open. I mean, let's keep it real. One of these ships just got shot because America told it to go through. You think any other ships are now taking that chance? Of course not. Oh, guys, make sure to double tap that screen, like the video, guys. And if you have any question, comment, jokes, or disagreements, feel free to super chat it in or send in a Venmo, guys. Appreciate the support. All right, let's get right back to it.
But this is what he does. He calls his opponents names. He tries to badger them into sitting down and negotiate. He believes it sends the message that he is strong and they are weak. So you can expect this to continue on social media and in front of the cameras for the days to come until we hear the other side of it.
I mean, talk about the other side of it. I mean, are there any dissenting voices warning the White House, American dissenting voices, about reimposing the blockade?
Surprisingly, no, because we did see.
I mean, here's a problem with the blockade. Like, if you look at a map, you kind of see how. Well, actually, you know what? Never mind. The blockade now makes more sense since we took out their railway to pretty much Russia and Kazakhstan. Now they can still get to Russia and Kazakhstan through the Caspian Sea, you know, get off whatever products they need and all that good stuff. But I'm gonna be real with you. That it was made a lot harder through the destruction of those rails. So I got to give it to to CENTCOM on that one. That was actually a pretty damn smart move. What they did there, actually making sure that the blockade could have some real effect. Because without those railways being taken out, the last blockade was literally a waste of time. Like, we were wasting our time doing that, and we were not stopping Iran from getting their oil to their top two buyers. And of course, you know, Iran can always go through Pakistan to get to China. So there's always that route.
The Republican-controlled House and the Republican-controlled Senate not long ago passed a resolution that told the president he had to stop military activity in Iran or get congressional approval. So that was pretty unheard of to see the Republicans bucking the president. They don't really tend to do that under this administration. It doesn't have the full force of Congress because of the way it was done. But they were very critical and expressed relief when there was that brief ceasefire. So far, now they just got back into session. They were out of town for the July 4th holiday, but so far they've been staying pretty quiet. Obviously, the big concern for them is going to be gas prices. When gas prices go up, they hear from their constituents. The entire House of Representatives and about a third of the Senate is up for re-election in November. It's going to come close. It's closer than you think when it comes to American politics. And so the price of gas could have a direct impact on their chances for election. So we might hear more if that happens.
That's Patty Cohen live for us from Washington, D.C.
Oh, yo, corn pop.
Tehran has warned that not another drop of oil and gas will be exported from the region as a result of the U.S. naval blockade. That's as Iran's president hit back at Trump's latest comments and questioned America's military objectives.
Their rhetoric continues, but the question is, have they reached their goals on the battlefield? The people who decided to try and tear our country apart, what have their actions ultimately achieved now? We will defend every inch of our homeland with our actions. The disrespecting.
You know what's so crazy? This is a reformist. This is basically like the liberal of Iran. We could have had, bro, they could have something a whole lot worse. But like, here's it is. The problem with pretty much what he's saying is that, yo, what if you guys completed to be this cocky? I mean, you guys thought y'all was going to regime change us, And within what, 4 days to 2 weeks, that didn't happen. You say you were going to destroy our military capability. That hasn't happened. You say you're going to take off our control of the Strait. That hasn't happened. So while you're talking all this, please tell me what you've accomplished so far. And that is actually pretty reasonable to say.
Things they say are befitting of them, not us.
Now, Tawhid Asadi is live with us now from Tehran. We've got competing narratives, competing agendas here. The US says it is going to control the Strip. Iran says it controls the Strip.
And if you don't know who that was Pezeskian. That was the current president of Iran.
How does Iran effectively control the Strip?
Well, this is not for the first time that we can see such kind of controversy rhetorically speaking, and both sides are trying to project their power when it comes to the Strait of Hormuz. But from the Iranian side, they are saying that any ships and vessels transiting through the trajectory of this geostrategically significant choke point should be coordinated with the Iranian side. Meanwhile, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi